Hi everyone, we're here with Carol and Sue speaking on behalf of the Monticello High School Library fundraiser under the Rally to Read District Initiative. And we are here to learn all about Rally to Read and what you've been up to, raising funds, the importance of it, your mission, and we have some questions for you today. So we're going to start with, can you start by telling us about the initiative and how it started and what inspired it?
Well, there were a group of retired educators from this community and other community members that attended school board meetings just because we were interested in what was happening with our local school district. And at one of those meetings, Carrie Green, who is the media library specialist for the district, gave a presentation. At that presentation, her first sentence was, "The high school library is struggling." All of us just sat up to hear what's happening. And she shared that the American Library Association recommends 15 to 18 books per student. Well, the Monticello High School Library had 2.9, significantly below. And we as educators and concerned community members, we just know that reading is a basic groundwork for how our children grow up and can be in our community. So we got started.
Those are some staggering statistics.
They are. Carrie also shared that the high school library budget was $3,000, which isn't very much. And out of that, 800 of it went to machine repair, book repair, genre stickers, leaving just a little over $2,000 for books. Well, at $22 a book, you don't get many books for $2,000.
Doesn't go very far.
Yeah.
No.
And to keep a library current, where the books are up to date and are in good quality condition, you need to replace them. You need to cull the collection and replace. So $2,000 was not doing it.
So you expressed that the moment that you decided that you needed to do something was at the school board meeting. And was it pretty much unanimous, everybody there, or was it just you?
There was a small group of us, and I think we talked to Carrie out in the hall afterwards, and then as we're walking to our cars, we're going, well, somebody has to do something.
Yeah,
I guess
we were the somebody.
With the group of how many were started? There's 6 to 8 of us.
Yep. What does that say to our kids in high school if there aren't books for them to check out to read?
And as educators, we just know the value of books from little bitty on all the way through, and even as adults. And it's like, for kids not to have that opportunity.
Do you think some of it went as maybe people thought they were reading more with their computers or their phones?
That was one of the things that we found out from Carrie, that the kids actually like to have a real book in their hands. And maybe it's because they have so much screen time. I have no idea why, but I was really surprised when she said that.
But there is something to be said with holding a book in your hands. I mean,
the paper.
Right.
Yeah, touching it, flipping it.
And you can look at the whole. You can see how many pages are in it, what the print looks like, are there chapter titles? You can do that on a tablet or whatever, but I don't think it's the same experience.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
So you guys said there were about 2.9 books per student. Can you help us understand what that means in practical terms for students and teachers?
Students in 9th and 10th grade in their English class have to read 10 minutes every day in class. Then you need to find a book. Now, when the library doesn't have as many books, some kids are able to, hey mom, hey dad, I need a book. And they'll buy them for them. Or they can go to the public library. But not all families have access to either of those options. And so you kind of have to level the playing field. And that's what this library needs to provide. Regardless of a kid's situation, they should be able to get the book that they want to read. And then sometimes kids get hooked by a teacher. Maybe it's an English class and there's a classics and the teacher says, go to the library, there's more there. Or the ones that are so old that no kid in their right mind is going to check that book out. And then we have the reluctant reader. So some kids who just aren't avid readers and They want something different. Well, they'll read humor, or maybe sports, or maybe they got into wood shop and they like to craft or something. If we have those books here, then they will learn and they will grow and they'll have opportunities. And that's what a library needs to do. And books that aren't ancient. Because some books get outdated, especially if you're talking health. So if the health teacher says, hey, I'm going to have this project for you guys and you need to have 3 different resources and they all can't be the same. So one of them should probably be a book. Go to the library. Well, some things change so much and so quickly that if you have outdated books, you're not getting the right information. And with the books being so expensive, probably not one of your priorities. So not just health teachers, but other teachers that want to assign kids to explore on their own, to learn on their own, they need this as a resource.
You have both had a chance to look at the library here at all the empty shelves. You know, if you're a student walking in here and seeing that, I don't know, it's just not such a great feeling.
And now the genres that have exploded. There's just different types of books, and especially for your reluctant readers, those that are the graphic novels
Yes.
are really good way to get information and a good story with a little bit of illustration.
Right.
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 So I get why that's
Yeah.
important
Yeah.
to the kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, when we think too of what research has shown us, and over more than 50 years of research, which is a lot, and more than 60 studies show that students with strong school libraries consistently perform better academically.
Well, you've really highlighted the impact that gap has. An average of 2.9 books here currently. Research showing that each student should have access to an average of 15 to 18 books. You've highlighted some really great points into why that gap is so important to shrink.
Are there any specific subjects or types of books that are missing or in short supply that you know of right now in the library?
Well, I think the health books, those things, and also now we see the difference from last year when we walked in here to now. I mean, Carrie's been able to purchase 400 books, yeah.
Fantastic.
And it makes a difference when you look at the shelves and you look at all the different genres, and all the genres have books underneath them, some more than others, but it's improving. It's important.
And those struggling readers, which you mentioned, you know, the ones that like humor in a book, or they're into sports figures. You know, that was lacking here, and that's an important area per section to get up to date.
And we have seen pictures when the kids have opened up the books when they've come in, and Carrie's invited the kids after school to open up the box and take out the books, and it's like Christmas.
You guys talked about how academically it helps students for the well-stocked books, but how does it help them personally?
We had kids write notes on some of the letters that we sent out, and I brought this along. So Ella, in 11th grade, wrote, in the libraries, there's books. Books take me places. I need more places to go. And then there was one who said, I have a hard time reading, but when I read novel and verse, it makes it easier for me. And that was Lily in 10th grade, graphic novel she's referring to. Kyle in 12th grade said, books feed dreams that go on to change the world. Help us support our dreamers. Honest, we didn't make these up. It was like, the last one I think, there was one that said, give MHS students a chance to explore a fictional world they didn't know they needed.
Isn't that true?
My favorite was, books are my life. And you know, if you think about it, we all have an area that we go to, whether it's music or exercise or something where we just need to be. Books can do that.
Yeah.
I think too, as a community, of course, parents and teachers are really invested in whether or not kids can read. But you know, that really is a concern for our whole community, because the kids here are going to be potential employees, maybe managers, maybe they'll start businesses here, and they need this kind of a background. I mean, it could affect their productivity and the economic growth here in the community, which, you know, we have to think long term. You know, these are 16, 17, 18-year-old kids. We're talking, you know, 10
Future
years.
leaders.
Yes,
Our
exactly.
future business owners.
Yes. And you know, it may encourage them to be active in their community, to be active in its government, to hold a role there, just to belong to civic organizations and community ones like the Chamber.
Right.
So I think we just don't know how far reaching a good library can be.
It's like how the art in Monticello Monty Arts has just exploded.
Correct.
Our town is so different when you drive around, you see this cute picture here, or this or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a way to express yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And our readers can also become writers. And who knows, maybe they'll be published and on our high school library shelf someday.
Yeah. I really loved hearing the personal testimonies because it's very powerful.
I think it was so surprising when we first went out and we would show the picture of the shelves that were just so empty. And everybody, we remember our high school libraries, and there was never a problem, it seemed. And just the oh my, really? Yeah, and it happens. Districts have been hit, with cuts and budget concerns, and it's not an easy situation, and everybody has to give something. So the impact of this one, I don't think was realized. People didn't know.
Right. Well, it's not a place in the community that's real publicly accessed, know?
If this campaign reaches its goal, what will the library look like 1 year from now?
If I just think of the difference when we walked in here last year and today was the first day that I have seen the library with the books. And I think this is wonderful, but there still are empty places. So I would hope there are no empty places, or very few, when it's fully staffed. Once the kids come in and start taking books, okay, that's a different story. But
we have set as our goal that we would get to the ratio of 8 books to 1 per student. So if that would happen, that would be 6,600 new books. So we have about 400 so far. And that would be about $146,000 if we could reach that goal of 8 books. And that would be halfway. But we think it would be a great start and be a significant difference.
You'd make quite an impact with that.
And some people say, well, I can't give much. You're talking $22 a book. It doesn't matter. You put 1 extra book in here. How many kids are you going to touch? Every little bit counts.
We did say that when we started this, that we were going to value any contribution. I want to share with you too that there are 2 ways that people have been able to donate. They can give a check right to the Monticello School District, and they just have to indicate on the memo line that it's for the high school library. Or Carrie has set up a program with Title Wish, and you can just go online to Title Wish. It's already in there. It's a couple of clicks and you're done, and you can give any amount that you choose. And the great thing about Title Wish is they will give the school an additional 10%.
Oh,
So
nice.
if you get $10,000, you get another 1,000 from Title Wish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So Title Wish, if it works, is a nice way to go.
So those are the 2 ways people can
Yes,
contribute.
Yes.
And if they want to get in touch with either of you or just the fundraising group in general, is there a contact number, email? They have questions?
If they contacted Carrie, she's always able to pass on information.
Yeah.
And also the chamber office. If
Right.
someone
Oh,
connects
okay.
with Deborah,
Okay.
we certainly forward them to your
Great.
team.
That would be great.
Well, wonderful.
Oh,
We've really enjoyed sitting with both of you this morning.
we love getting the word out.
Yeah.
It's not hard for us to talk about this.
Kind of the passion,
Yes.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share? Final words with our Chamber Chat viewers?
I guess thanks for listening, because it is
Yes.
such an important thing.
It
And
is.
our youth deserve it.
Yes.
Our future leaders
Yes.
deserve
And our
it.
high school kids, thank you too.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again to both of you, and thanks to everyone who joined us today for Chamber Chat, and we will see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.